Hi and welcome again. Before I begin painting with you, I thought it would be a great idea to share some of my artwork with you as an introduction to my future painting videos. I will be explaining some of the meanings behind each painting and how you can as well create similar or better paintings, even if you have never tried painting before. Also, before I forget, I promised in an earlier video to upload more videos as examples of the gold mining method, like the one I created using Procreate. You can find it in the playlist created for the gold mining method. I will be uploading another 2 videos soon that I also created using Procreate. Thank you, and let's begin. Hi everyone and welcome again. This is the artwork that I decided to share with you, and I'll begin first with this folder. So we'll first begin with this painting. These are all watercolor paintings, by the way, except for the ones that are going to, one of them I think it was created on Procreate, and apart from that they're all watercolor paintings. So this one basically is an abstract painting, and I named it In the Heart of Light. And what I really meant by these trees and being positioned in this particular way, why actually I named it In the Heart of Light. Those trees are similar to people, humans, and it's like how we are positioned in life at different distances. Some of us are way ahead of the other, some of us are way behind, and some of us have more shadows than other people. Some of us are more in the light than others. And I'm not going to, of course, to explain all the meanings that I meant behind each painting, because that's going to take for ages, but I'm just trying to briefly explain some of the meanings behind each one of them, and I'll leave the rest for you. You can interpret the rest in your own way. This one, I named it The Lonely Flower. So this is basically, I was actually feeling like lonely at that time when I painted this painting, and it was in the year 2018. Most of them are 6 years old, these paintings. What I really meant by this painting is that you can be lonely but not sad, so you can be happy even if you're lonely, and you can be a flower that's blossoming perfectly well even if you're lonely. You can be crying and not sad. I've got here this water drop right there. I meant by this water drop is that it doesn't matter how people may perceive your tears. Most of the time people, when you cry, they think that you're sad. When you're lonely, they think that you're sad, when you actually could be crying because you're happy. And you could be lonely and be happy as well. So changing the perceptions of certain things that people perceive. See, it's colorful. You're surrounded by colors and you're happy, even if you're lonely. This one, and by the way, like, most of these paintings are abstract as well. This one's abstract. So what I meant by The Last Day, I named it The Last Day. So basically it means when you do things in life, whether they're bad or good, and one day you have to try and be as good as possible. It's going to be the final day or the last day. It's when you will be facing all the things that you've done in your life. You'll have to face everything. And as well, just as I said to you, the beauty of paintings that each person can interpret their paintings however they want. So in this painting, I named it The Mother Nature. Abstract as well. As you can see here, I've got 2 flowers, purple flowers, and 1 dark red flower. But if you look closely, you can see that they're actually as well in the shape of an animal. So they more look like eyes, and you've got an abstract animal that can probably depict all types of different animals. So plant life and animal life in a way or another. Mother Nature, with all my love to Mother Nature. This is my favorite. It's an abstract, of course, painting. I named it A Homeless Man. It's like this. You can see a person right here in the center. It's not clear, it's an abstract person, but I'll help you to see all the details, some of the details of this man. So you can see he's got his hat here. It's a very old hat. And you can see that he's got a musical instrument, he's playing some music. And people are standing around watching, but they're just watching. They're doing nothing else but watching. Oh gosh, This is well 2018. Now, this painting, I named it Suffering in Silence. I was, during that year of my life, year 2018, was a very difficult year of my life. I was passing through a lot of problems and a lot of challenges, and I'm that kind of person because I'm an introvert. It's very hard for me to speak to the people that I love about my issues, or to explain why I'm feeling in a certain way, or to open my heart to my family or my friends. And it's very hard for me to do that. So through painting I find it's the easiest way to express my emotions and release all those kind of emotions that I have, whatever you'd like to name them, positive, negative, good, bad, normal, neutral. You can name them whatever. This painting, it's like the ground is full of blood and it's full of dead trees, and what I'm trying to say is that it's like you're bleeding, but everybody around you is not noticing it, basically. They just think it's the color of the ground, the nature and everything. They think it's normal. You're passing through is normal. Some people just, for some reason, they do not really appreciate the fact that you're being patient during your suffering. So suffering in silence. This one is, so whenever you look at any painting, or whenever you create a painting, to always think about how deep can we get interpreting whatever we create. How deep, really. So this one is an abstract as well. I named it Soul. I love flowers. And created actually the shape of a lady with flowers. So here is the eye, and here is the eyebrow, and here is her forehead. You can see the line there. That's her hair tie, the green one, that's her hair, the red one. And here, that's her hand, and that's her shoulder. So just love doing that, creating humans from flowers. And I named it Soul because when a beautiful person has a beautiful soul, sometimes you feel like they're very similar to flowers. Or they just were born to decorate this world. Now, this as well was an abstract painting, and this was created in the year 2019. I named it Magic. So this is basically just the sky at night, and here you can see there's an old man who has great wisdom, and here you can see it's like a gate, and it's like life. This is a smaller picture of our lives. It's like we pass through different gates, and then to reach a certain spiritual state at the end of our lives, to move from one place to another, from darkness to light, Yes, and here it's an abstract as well, painting. This was created with just one color, and you can see here that I created this painting from one color, which is the brown color, and I did not make any lines here on this part. I just wanted to show that this is actually not a normal human being. It's actually Earth. If I would imagine Earth in a woman, it would probably look something like this woman. But you can see she's a part of everything around her, just melting into the ground. So I named it The Dreamer. This is how I dream about things. Dream about how Earth would look like, how a woman would look like if she was made out of flowers like that one, or a man. And it was created in the year 2019. This one's an abstract as well, painting. I was just imagining a place that I've never seen before. What if I can create a place just from my imagination, somewhere. So I named it Somewhere, just a place, somewhere. You see there's a tiny horse in the middle, in the center. This one is actually one of my favorites. It's called The Lost Camel. There's only one star in the sky, only one star. So he doesn't have a lot of guidance in life. And he's just sitting waiting for guidance. It's there, but he can hardly see it. There's just one star in the middle of a desert. Emptiness, surrounded by emptiness. Only that, this little guy there. And here, of course, I'm not talking about camels and animals, with all my due respect to animals and camels, but what I really meant is a human who does not have a guide and is lost in life. And there's only one spiritual being, or one, let's say, a very wise person in their life to guide them through, and they're not actually taking notice of their presence. So I named it The Lost Camel. This one's a very recent one. I showed you this painting in the last video. I'm in love with dolphins. This was a dolphin that was right there in front of me and I just painted. And this is a watercolor as well, painting. And what I really meant, this one I don't have a name for it yet, but what I really meant by this dolphin being in a very kind of place where you can sometimes be in an ocean or it can be the skies, clouds. So freedom can shine when you're free. It's like swimming wherever you want and flying everywhere. Now this one is as well a recent one. I'm just in love with flowers and I really wanted to focus on this main flower. Regardless of how many friends you have in life and how many people in life, there's always someone that stands out, yeah? This one I created on Procreate. Oh, wow. It's a seagull, of course. And you can see that there's one very tiny one there. It's very tiny, like you can hardly see it in the distance. And there's the shadow here. Present, past, and future. The bird that's flying there up there, I named it as well, present, past, and future, but I don't have the name here, so. The bird that's flying up there, it's flying, there's light around it, surrounding it everywhere. And it's flying up there in the distance. Our future is always not clear to us, but because it is essential to always think about goodness in life, it is great to think about your future as being bright and that whatever is going to come is going to serve your own goodness in life. Up there, up. You're going only to go higher. And the past, it's like this shadow here on the ground and it's on the ground. You're flying. You're above. I love doing that every now and then. See this one? This was a watercolor painting, but I just love to see if the sea was in the shape of a human being, how would that human being look like? So I just felt it might look like this person. And now I also said that I was going to explain to you in this video how you can create similar or even better paintings even if you have never tried painting before. There are a few rules that you can follow, especially when you're not using a reference photo and you want to create something from your mind, just abstract. If you follow these certain rules, you can create any painting whatsoever, trust me, whatsoever. Anything that's in distance, that's far away, is going to be smaller in size and brighter in color. So it's not going to look as dark as everything that's closer to you is darker in color and larger in size. Everything that is far away from you is smaller in size and brighter. So keep that into your mind and it will help you a lot. This one main rule. Another rule, and you can see it here in all my paintings, these ones are smaller in size because they're not as close as this one, so, and lighter in color as well. And even they're not as clear as this one. So when things are closer to you, they're clear. Another thing that I would like to talk about when it comes to watercolors, because I studied as well for a particular part of my life, I like specialized in watercolors. So the subject of whatever you're painting would be in the center. The surrounding should be way lighter. They shouldn't be as dark as the main focus of your painting. So especially in watercolor paintings, let's say you want to draw this, for example, you want to put this in front of you and you want to try to draw it. So it would be very clear, the colors would be very vibrant, but when it comes to the background, it should be very light so that it doesn't drag you away from the main subject. The focus should be on the main subject of it. And plus, another thing is when you're using the watercolor brush, try not to dig into the paper. I'll give you a tiny example. Just imagine, so this, I'm gonna use a very tiny one. So imagine that you're painting a watercolor painting, so don't do this. You're digging into the paper like that. 1, 2, 3, 4 times. Don't do that. Just basically strokes like that. And try not to be too harsh when you're doing it on the paper. soft strokes. Here's some tips for you if you've never tried painting before, just to invite you probably to make you change your mind and consider why not to try painting. It's very simple and easy. And here as well you can see what I was telling you about, the distance. See how this is lighter and smaller in size than this mountain. It's darker as it's closer. Even here, see there are more details here. Of the ground is more detailed here. Look at that, you can hardly see any details. Abstract is different. I'm not going to give any rules when it comes to abstract paintings. Basically, I think this is all I wanted to say about painting. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope that this video makes anybody who have never tried painting before think it could be something that's very easy and I can try. Why not to try? Just grab a brush, and all you're going to need is just a brush, a little bit of water, and any watercolor set that you have, and start. Just do whatever at the start. Just any kind of lines, your mind is going to produce beautiful things. Thank you very much for watching, and see you in my upcoming videos.